Hey guys, it's Amanda from the Farmer's Daughter USA. I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on my cancer diagnosis and what's happening. I am going to have chemotherapy. So one of the things that we had to do for that is install a port. Essentially, the chemotherapy goes through an IV. Normally you would have those somewhere in your hand or your arm, but apparently because the treatment is so strong, it's better for it to not be in your arm or your hands. Smaller veins, I think. But anyway, so we had to put this port in, and essentially the port is like a place where the nurses can put the IV in pretty easily without having to do a lot of sticks and trying to get veins and all of that kind of stuff that kind of grosses me out. So I think the port was something that I was most nervous about, actually, not necessarily the chemotherapy, but the port, because it just kind of wigs me out that there's something like under your skin now, and just always there. So I had the opportunity to talk to quite a few people who had ports in, who explained to me, how important it is to have one right now, because you don't want to be getting poked and prodded every week several times during this process. Everybody assured me that it would be fine, that they're a lot smaller than they were. When my grandma had cancer, it was a very large thing. And so I had a lot of people that I got to talk to, and people who told me, like, calm down, it's going to be fine. So I had my port put in on Thursday, and we're like 2 days out now. It's definitely a little bit sore, but it's actually not that bad. Hurts when I'm maybe laying down, or you don't realize how much you use your neck muscles until they're really sore, and then you're like, oh yeah, I use those a lot. But yeah, so I have you can see the incision right here where the surgeon stuck in the port. The port's actually right above here, and it just feels like kind of a squishy little circle under my skin. And then you can see there's just a little bit of a nick here. It's pretty bruised, but that's where he attaches the end of the port into one of my veins. So when I go in for the chemotherapy, the nurse will apparently find the center of the port that's right here. She'll be able to stick in the needle right there, and it'll be all hooked up, and you won't have to worry about putting an IV in and all of that kind of stuff. And they can also draw labs from that too, so if I need some blood work done, they can take it right out of the port. I will say that it's not as freaky as I thought it was going to be. There was no reason for me to freak out as much as I did. It's not even very visible. Obviously the incision is still visible because it's only been a couple days, but yeah, I'm actually, I feel like I got over a big hurdle by getting the port in and not freaking out. So yeah, I'm just ready to do this chemotherapy and get started and get past this and get better. But I wanted to kind of show this because I know how freaked out I was about it, and I figured if anybody else was freaked out about it, then I could assure them that it's really not that bad. And I'm happy that we're going to be able to use that instead of a needle every time, and I'm trying to dig around and find a vein. Not my favorite thing in the world, so I'm glad that we have this option for the port. Probably, I've been told, about a week, and then some of the bruising and the swelling will go down, and it shouldn't even bother me, and I probably won't even notice it anymore. So I'm hoping that's true. And yeah, I hope that anybody else who sees this video and was freaked out about having to get a port or something can rest easy, because it really is not as bad as you probably think it's going to be. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll talk soon.